Hi, I'm Sue Mercer from photographyandphotoshop.com. Right now we are promoting a two-part ebook on how to photograph weddings, pretty much explaining everything from the very beginning to the very end. So it all starts off with, if you're looking at the computer page, I can show you. This is the front page of the first ebook, and what it explains is a little bit about Ed and I, who have been photographing weddings for over 30 years. Some of the thoughts of us as far as, like, you want to have assistance, you want to know ahead of time everything that's going on. A sample copy of our wedding price list, which naturally changes every time I turn around. I'm changing it just to see what works best. An equipment checklist of all the equipment that you would need to have generally to go out and photograph a wedding. And then we have some samples of poses that we do at the bride's house, including all the bridesmaids, ushers, parents. Pretty much at one point we were told if they paid for it, take a picture of it. So that's what you want to make sure you cover. And now with digital, it doesn't cost any extra for you to do that. These ceremony photographs, and here are some samples of the poses that we do. Coming down the aisle, we generally pre-focus on an area and get everybody coming down the aisle. Again, it doesn't hurt to take too many pictures. You can always edit them out later. The actual ceremony, and generally we try not to be obtrusive when we're working together. He's usually at the back of the church and I'm at the front of the church. That works out well, so there's not somebody running around back and forth. But if you have to do it on your own, you do. Just make sure that you don't block people's way. The parents of the bride or the groom don't want you standing in front of them during the whole ceremony. So a lot of times with the close-up pictures here, I jump in, take the picture, and jump out. At the end of this ceremony, you want to get them walking down the aisle. Some more samples. This is a big seller right here, the one of them leaning in the car door of the limousine. Get to the reception, and then you're going to take your formal photographs. We have pretty much a set list of what we usually will take, and then we ask them if they have anything else in particular that they'd like to add, and we're more than happy to do anything they want. If they're requesting it, it's usually an important picture to them, and there's a good chance they're going to make sure that they buy something from that too. When you get to the reception, you're going to be getting them coming into the hall, the first dance, the toast, the cake cutting, dancing, lots of candidates. We generally would prefer that's kind of crazy and a lot of fun, because that keeps our day busy rather than standing around looking at our watch every 2 minutes, or cell phones now, because that's what we use to find out our time. But anyway, we'd much rather be busy than sitting around just kind of watching. Okay, now when we go to the second ebook, part 2, what this basically will show you, it starts out explaining to you in PDF form how to make wedding album pages. We have PDF form and we have little video tutorial movies. So you start off with how to make your wedding pages, how to add photos to the background, adjusting your images, linking layers, putting a stroke on your photograph, adding a drop shadow, putting text on your pages, saving everything that you have done, working with your layers on a page using contact sheets, using rulers while you're laying your pages out, and then burning things to a CD. From there, these are some of the movies that you'll have. I'll click on here for a minute, and so you can see the movie. Oh, wait a minute. Click here. Let's see. There we get a click, and we'll allow. This is going to be how the movies are. Very similar to this.
Hi there. I'm going to show you an easy way to look at all the images that have been selected.
Okay, and we're going to shut that off and get that out of there. But that's how the movies come up for you to see. This is that one's on making contact sheets. The next one's making your wedding backgrounds. The next one is assembling your pages. Using rulers when you're doing your layout. If you're a little bit anal and you want to make sure that the right column equals the left column, your borders, then you can use rulers to make sure that they're all kind of lined up correctly. a movie on linking the layers so that when you move one, you can move them all at the same time, or make them all bigger or all smaller at the same time. Using drop shadow on your layers. Movie on using the stroke so it brings out your photographs nicely on your background. And movie on how to save your images. There are quite a few different ways. You think you're just going to save your images, but you want to save them as a PDF Photoshop document so that you have your layers, but then flatten them and save them as a JPEG too, because that's what you're going to end up sending to your lab. However, by keeping them in layers, if there's ever an issue that they don't like a picture that's in there and they want to take it out, going back to the layers, it's very easy to do, but if once you've flattened it, you're going to have to redo the whole page. So I made a movie on how to use wedding templates so that if you're not into making your own pages, you can use the wedding templates. That shows you how to use a template. The next movie shows you how to use the stroke when you're using a template, because it's a little bit different. And then we also have done up a bunch of templates so that you can download those and use those. From there, the last but not least is how to send them over a ROES, R-O-E-S system to your lab. If I'm sending them to my lab to be printed or to an album company that's going to print them and then mount them into the album, most labs now use a ROES system to FTP your pictures from you to them. And it can be a little confusing, so that's why I've done a little tutorial on it. And once you kind of know it, it gets pretty easy to go from one to the next. They're all pretty much the same. So take advantage of the sale that we're offering for this 2-part wedding ebooks modules, and everything's there. You're going to get your whole wedding course for the price, for one small price, for the 2 wedding ebooks. So good luck. We hope you enjoy it, and see you on the next video.